Good evening and welcome. My name is Lucas Spellman, Incident Management Team 4 Information Officer. We'd like to welcome you to tonight. Thank you for joining us online. You are on Facebook or YouTube for tonight's virtual community meeting for the Point Fire in Sonoma and the Sites Fire in the Colson County. We hope that you have many questions you will answer this evening. However, if you have additional questions, please submit them through YouTube and Facebook Live. Update on the two fires this evening. On the Points Fire is 1,207 acres. It is 40% contained at this time. We have 1,153 personnel at scene. The Sites Fire is 15,565 acres, and it is at 15% contained with 632 personnel. Evacuation orders remain in place for both fires. Now to provide you with an update on the current status, we have fire behavior.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Pangburn. I'm the Fire Behavior Analyst with CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 4. The overall news on the weather front is that we have a pattern shift. We're starting to see a little bit of onshore flow. That's going to bring a change to the fire environment. Starting out at the Point Fire in Sonoma County, as a more coastal environment, that onshore flow is going to have a substantial impact on the relative humidity. So the moisture coming in from the ocean over the fire area will put our relative humidities into the 30% range and overnight recoveries into the upper 60s, which is a fantastic advantage for firefighters to continue to get a good handle on that fire situation. Here in Colusa County with the Sites Fire, it's a little bit different, a little bit more removed from the ocean influence. So while it is a moderation in the fire environment, it is not felt nearly as intensely. We'll still be having relative humidities down into the teens, which is pretty low and still has a volatile fire environment, especially out here in this corridor next to the I-5 in the valley, where we have a lot of cured fuels, very dried out grasses. However, the wind environment for both fires, the Point and the Sites Fire, is going to be much lessened. We are going to be seeing winds in the 3 to 5 mile an hour range on the Point Fire and moving more into the 5 to 10 mile an hour range, gusts to maybe 15 or so, especially up on the ridges like Walker Ridge and the divider between Bear Valley and the Sacramento Valley. While that will present a challenge, it is a change again from the red flag warning that we had, and firefighters are taking advantage of that to get in front of this and put in more control line. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Shane Lauderdale, Operations Section Chief with CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 4. And as was described on the Point incident, the fire was contained within the control lines that were built over the last several days by firefighters. And so as of today, all of those control lines were completed, and mop-up operations are going to continue for the next several days, and we are looking at having very good success with that fire as we move into the week. As we look at the Sites Fire, last night your firefighters focused primarily on ensuring that they kept the fire east of the community of Ladoga, and they were extremely successful in that. And so as of today, the firefighters on this flank east of Ladoga were able to continue building and improving control lines, which was, again, extremely successful throughout the day. Now the difficulty is going to come in the next few days. Over the course of the day on the east side of the fire, firefighters started building lying down the Grapevine Creek drainage. And as they built lying down that drainage, they started to prepare a firing plan. So we are looking at the next few days very careful firing operations to ensure that we are able to keep the fire within those containment lines and north of the community of Leesville.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Lucas, thank you for the introduction. This created very, very difficult control challenges for our initial attack firefighters. However, they still mounted an aggressive initial attack. For all those said, I would like to encourage all residents to heed any and all official evacuation warnings and or advisories. Please drive safely. If you are directed by our law enforcement partners, please do what they are asking of you. And then lastly, some thank yous go out to our communities. In the course of the past 6 years, both the communities in Sonoma County and Colusa County have faced numerous incidents, small incidents, medium-sized incidents, and large incidents. And they have been a challenge to your communities. CAL FIRE recognizes the challenges that these incidents bring to you and your communities, and we thank you for understanding, we thank you for your support, and we thank you for working with us as we mitigate these incidents. I need to thank all firefighting personnel that are out there doing the good work. So far, we have been very successful in our endeavors, and our partner agencies need to be thanked as well for cooperatively working with us as we enter day 4. And then lastly, I will thank the incident management team supporting our operation as well. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dusty Martin, and I'm the incident commander for Incident Management Team 4. I want to start off and thank everybody for joining in tonight as we try and give you the most up-to-date and accurate information on both fires that are going on in Sonoma County and in Colusa County. Sonoma County, we're into the 3rd day of the incident, and we've made some significant progress on the incident as Chief Lauderdale, our Operations Section Chief, and talked to you about shortly ago. Our firefighters out there continue to work hard 24 hours a day to make the area safe. I know that we still have folks that are evacuated in the area. It is our #1 priority to get each and every one of you back into your homes. To do that, we have to make sure that the area is safe. We still have firefighters working along the roadways. We still have infrastructure that needs to be repaired, and we are working 24 hours a day to ensure that that gets repaired and we can get you back into your homes. Today on the Point Fire, we did get lines secured around the fire, which was a pretty big feat for some of our crews and some of those drainages, and that's just another step moving forward so we can start working towards getting each and every one of you back in your homes. I trust you that I do not take it lightly that you have been out of your homes for a couple of days, and we are doing everything we can to get you back in. We just need to make sure that we do it in a safe manner. For the Sites Fire today, as you saw, there was still some continued activity and growth of the fire. We did have a red flag warning through this morning, and then we are now out of the red flag warning area. But as our fire behavior analysts explained, the fuels are still dry. We still have warm temperatures, and they're very receptive to fire. We will continue to put all efforts to contain this incident as we go through. Our folks are have been working really hard today, both from the air and the ground. We've had numerous helicopters, air tankers, and numerous firefighters out on the line today. Over the last couple of days has been extremely busy for fire activity for CAL FIRE across the state of California. We've had multiple incident management teams deployed, which our resources are spread throughout the state. We still do have plenty of resources that are at this incident to continue to make progress. I thank you all. We'll answer your questions as they come in tonight. And please ask the questions so we can get you the answers that you need. With that, thank you and have a good night.
Good evening again. I did have one question that I can answer this evening, and it's for the Point Fire. The personnel is 1,153 total personnel on the fire, and also on the Sites Fire, 632. personnel on the fire. Thank you.
Good evening, Jonathan Pangburn, Fire Behavior. The question I received was, how do we expect air quality may change over the coming days? And unfortunately, I don't have good news for you as the public. The high pressure that is sitting in means that the air pocket is going to be relatively still, and the air is going to be on the more stagnant side, so we can expect the smoke to settle in for a few more days. There is a possibility of a pattern change again coming into kind of past the weekend into early next week, but at least for the next few days, we can expect that the air will settle in. Thank you.
So we have three questions from our viewers. One is, are any structures threatened? And so what you just heard from Fire Behavior, not good for smoke, really, really good for firefighters to make progress in protecting structures, because that means that the winds have subsided and the wind is the enemy of firefighters. And therefore, yes, structures are threatened, but every day we get closer and closer to reducing and eliminating that threat. Next question was, what is the fire's location in relationship to Clear Lake? Well, we are confident that we will not get anywhere near Clear Lake. The fire not only is contained in an area that we feel confident about controlling it, but it also is in a state now where we have resources amassed and aircraft available to continue to fight the fire. So Clear Lake at this point, there is no threat at all. And then a question, please tell us more about the work being done on the southern edge of the Points Fire. As I was able to mention, the Points Fire has completely been lined, and so the work going on now is to ensure that all visible smokes and other heat sources within that perimeter are addressed. And so firefighters are going to continue to be working in your area, in your communities, addressing those heat sources for the next several days. Thank you.
So I've gotten a couple of questions about the evacuations for the Point Fire, specifically to zones 2E2 and 2E3. We will not be lifting the evacuation orders tonight. Our firefighters are still out there. We need to ensure that it is safe for the public to re-enter, and we need to make sure the hot spots are in a position. We are reevaluating it multiple times throughout the day, and as I spoke to earlier, our goal is to get each and every one of you back into your homes. We just have to make sure that it's safe for everyone, the firefighters working on the ground, and for you all to get back in. As I said, we do not take this lightly, and we will do everything in our powers to be able to get you in as soon as possible. There were some questions about road closures. We are still keeping the road closures through the evening tonight, and we'll reevaluate in the morning. Got a couple of questions here about Lake Sonoma. Our goal will be to work on getting access to that as soon as possible, and we will work with folks there. Unsure if we will have that by the weekend, but that is our goal, to strive to get there as soon as we can. There's a question of here is, what is happening on the southern edge of the Point Fire? Are there hot spots close to homes? So on the southern edge of the Point Fire, we've had folks working there for the last couple of days, and they're mopping up all of the hot spots in around the structures and along the fire's edge. And that will continue 24 hours a day until we can get it to there. Thank you.
This will conclude our community meeting for this evening. Thank you for joining us. If your questions were not answered, please continue to ask those questions in the chat, and we will address them at that point. Also, if you've had any feed freezing or bad connection issues, you can always go back to YouTube and Facebook and watch this video. For any more incident information, please go to CAL FIRE. You can go fire.ca.gov, and CAL FIRE Sonoma-Lake-Napa unit, which some of you know as LNU, and you can go to their Facebook, X, and Threads. Tomorrow evening, we will have another update at 6 p.m. on both Facebook and YouTube. Again, thank you for coming this evening. Good night.